Hey guys, this is TGStudios in Roblox Studio. As you can see here, we got the numbers of pi, and I think I've got downloaded a text file of about 1 million digits of pi that I've got displaying here. So it's not really about a pi sort of thing, but I've made myself a little display, if you like, where in reality you got I think 8 or 7 segment displays in anything electronic, like CD players or something, or hi-fi if you like, where I've actually upped the actual segment displays, where this is actually a 22 segment, and I've made it so it displays whatever you put into the display itself. So what would happen if I do this? Oh look, it's displaying my message. There you go. And of course I spelled it wrong. There you go. So anything that you put inside that message box gets displayed on the display, and of course it doesn't have to be so big. I just made it like that just for debugging, if you like. So the way I got them to display as they are is I made myself an encoder for the display, rather than actually trying to work it out in my head. So if you can, every time you're doing something new like this, try and make yourself an encoder, so then it does the hard thing for you. And I am having trouble spawning in for some reason. Roblox does not like me tonight. There we go. So as you can see, the digits of pi, if you like. So anyway, the way I got them to display exactly like that is this encoder here. It's basically the way I've done it. It's just every time I click on a brick it lights up. And if I actually stop the other code, disable. Yeah, I know that's just destroyed the code itself, but whatever. So when I click the green brick, it will print out a table of what's lit up, where if it's lit up it'll be 1, if it's not it's 0. So then all I need to do then is copy that over and reference what it is inside my table, in my character map table. So in this instance it's garbage, if you like. So if I wanted to clear that, let's make a 0. So I basically just did this. Let's make it a 0. There you go. Let's clear that again. So then I just copied that over and then just pasted it in, and that goes for all the characters that Roblox can actually display. And the reason why I've got the numbers of pi running in the background, or was running in the background, is because I had trouble with displaying more than 10,000 characters at once on my displays, where this display is actually just cutting up that 1 million digits to how many segments we got, where beforehand I used to go through the whole entire string, which is really laggy, especially for if you've got a million characters long message, if you like, where in this case we do. So I've just clicked on the numbers of pi, there we go. So it's just loaded in as a string. That's all 1 million digits of pi. I wish I could calculate that, but I've got a feeling this this computer, if I ever done that, it'd be here till Christmas 3000, trying to work out how to do pi. to at least 1 million. So yeah, I cheated a bit with getting the numbers of pi. It's just an online site that where you can actually download the numbers of pi. I think the max that you can do is 1 billion. I went for 1 million just because just to see if I could do it. So the way this display is actually working, if I walk you through the actual code itself, is I'm loading up the character map which I made manually, which is this. Just basically the what the characters look like, and this little function here is looking for the actual character when I call it by the main script, and if it does not find it, it returns a space, if you like. So it does not break the script if you can't find it inside that table. So the code is as follows. I've also got a testing code there, if you like. So if I enable that and disable that and enable that, so we should see the test. This is just basically all the characters that I've encoded. And why is that not working now? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, so there's a few little things. I think I know what's going on there. It's because I've been messing it about quite a bit. Something has got broken. So let's see if we can find it on camera. Debug mode. Whatever, I don't think I'll be able to find it on camera. Well, that's just basically just if I actually copy that and just paste it into the actual message itself, I'll show you what that does. Right, play. You watch, now it works. Might be Roblox being silly. No, hasn't worked yet. So let's paste that into there. There we go. So it would have just displayed that. And of course we've got a loop if you want to loop the message on there. So I'll show you in a minute, once this is done displaying this, I'll show you that you can actually reduce the size of it or make it bigger if you like. So also, I've also made it into a colour, so you can actually change the colour of the actual text on the display. Let's actually loop that message. There we go. Right, so we've got that displaying at the moment. Let's change the colour. There we go. Oh. Nah. Would happen if I click OK on that. Let's try that. That'll do. Right, so that's basically changing the colour if you like. So the code is as follows, as I said, I keep on going through. So I'm looking for the actual colour, or if you like, the default on colour is white, if you like, or nearly right. White even, and the on material is neon, and of course the off material is plastic, just basically defaults if you like. And the debug mode is not working at the moment for some reason. Then of course I'm loading up my hack of displaying the digits of pi, where I'm loading up the module script, that one, and it returns that string as pi. Then this bit here is looking for any segments inside this folder, so I can have as many as I want as long as I number them, so it keeps them in order. if I did not number them, it would not break the script. It would just, you might have, I don't know, number 2 starting first and then number 1. Let's actually do that. So it might be number 2 then number 1. Just basically just make it look right. And of course the way I've done it, you can actually have the displaying backwards if you wanted to. So if anybody ever makes a mirror inside Roblox, you can display this display and then look in the mirror and it'd be the right way around. That's a bit bit weird. No, wait a minute. It might be the wrong way around. So I have to think about mirror orientation sort of thing. So this value is basically a function that goes through all these parts. If it's a model, then it adds it to the table. Then I go through then I sort the table by name. So segment 01 is less than segment 02. That's basically what all that's doing. That might change in the future, where I might work out a way of actually getting the display working without a naming sequence. Then I'm just setting a few values for the length of the message and the length of the display, if you like. So, and then if you want to display the message straight off, that would, I think that would also default to false if you change that, because the message value is already blank. That might even be what's stopping it from actually going from my debug thing. Then I'm looking to see if this message object has actually changed, or if something's actually put something inside that string value. And if it has, it resets the display back to black, and then set the values for starting again, if you like. And the infamous debug mode, which is not working at the moment. I don't know why that's not working yet. It might be the way I got it structured at the moment, where this might have to be up here somewhere, or down here somewhere, I don't know. I have to work on that off screen, I think. Then if this is the second part of the hack. I've got things all over the place at the moment, so just setting these things up to display the digits of pi. Then I'm loading up the displays and setting up the glow of the segments, where I'm putting inside each of the segments a point light and then colouring them black to start with. And of course the actual the segment itself is also black, where when you start it's grey, so you can see if it's turned on or not. Then this function is not called yet, but it's my way of actually resetting the display every time I change the message, if you like. So it's basically just a copy of that, but instead of actually creating the light, I'm referencing it and setting all the point lights and that to the off colour, which is set above, which is black basically. Then we go through the main loop, where I'm checking to see if the display message is true before actually running through the code. And of course my hack again for displaying the digits of pi. So I'm looking at the current position of the what digit is on of 1 million, if you like. And then I'm going through the segments, which, as I said before, it can be any length of segments that you got, as long as they're numbered or put in order, if you like. Then if the value of that is 1, where this is this is actually calling my character map and the function within that character map. So it's returning, basically, let's just say we called a space. It's basically returning this table basically all of that. Put that back. And then I'm just going through that character map, and if it equals 0, then it turns itself turns it to off color. But if it equals 1, then it turns on. That's basically it. Then this at plus j is basically a way of working out what segment displays what. It's a bit complicated, but it works if you like. I bet you there's a better way of actually doing that, where this at I'm increasing each time the loop goes through, where I'm checking here to see if at is basically the current position of the character that had been displayed is less than the length of the message, of course plus 1. I think that's because of restarting at 0 or something. I forgot what I did there. Then it adds 1 to it, or it puts it to the negative value of the amount of displays that you got. So let's just say it's at the end of the message. It sets it back to minus 64 in this case, because we've got 64 displays, or segments if you like. And this bit here is if you want to loop the message. So if you want to loop the message at the end of the message, it would display it again. Otherwise, it just resets back to being off, if you like. So yeah, I thought I'd basically show you what I've been working on, and as you can see, still bugs galore. So let's actually turn that on and type in something. Right, here we go. Yeah, I know, I'm a slow typer. And I typoed again, whatever. There you go. So that will display it over and over. Once that gets to the end, it should repeat again. Right, here we go. And there we go. And let's actually change the colour. Let's make it white. Oh. There you go. So anyway, this has been TGStudios in Roblox Studio. Oh, and if I get enough likes, I can release the code behind this once I've worked out the bugs, if you like. Yeah, so anyway, this has been TGStudios in Roblox Studio on my 20 segment display, if you like. Oh, before I go, I'll show you that you don't have to have that many displays. I almost forgot. Let's say 8 segment display. So that's all I've done. And let's play without editing any of the code. I don't know. There you go. And it works. And because I didn't have the loop on it, sort of resets it. At the moment, the other thing is, at the moment there's no way of actually changing the speed of the display other than going into the code and just changing the weight per sequence, if you like. Or should I say, this bit here. I may make that a verb where you can actually change it outside the script. There we go. Of course, when you change it, it automatically updates as well. There you go. See you later, guys.